the challenges and opportunities presented by the technological revolution, whether e-commerce, Since the President's call for a round last January in his State of the Union address, and as host and chair of the Seattle Ministerial, we've been working toward a round that will meet this challenge. We've sought an agenda that meets the top priorities of all of our trading partners, whether industrial, advanced developing, or least developed. One that yields concrete benefits rapidly and responds to the concerns of many developing countries about the potential burden of implementation, particularly implementation arising out of the Uruguay round. I think the Lausanne meeting and the meetings in Berlin were very, very useful. And I do think that there is an emerging convergence of views around some very big areas. A new round should be launched, 3 years in duration, core negotiating agenda, agriculture services, industrial tariffs, non-tariff barriers, better integration of the least developing countries as well as developing countries, including the question of tariff preferences to the least developed countries, issues of greater transparency in the WTO, e-commerce. We're getting closer on agreement on transparency in government procurement. I think there is this emerging convergence in some very, very large areas. With respect to China, I've said this many, many times, I'm neither an optimist nor a pessimist. I'm actually a realist. It's a complicated accession. We've made, as you know, quite extraordinary progress on a bilateral basis, and that progress, I think, will continue, including this month. Whether or not the U.S. and China conclude a bilateral agreement, we have yet to see.
About 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then take questions.
Our focus on anti-dumping has been the issue of implementation. And if countries are having trouble implementing procedural requirements, then we ought to have some technical assistance or capacity building exercise to allow them to do